In this session, we are going to set up a connection within Data Lakehouse to TriNet into Snowflake. Remember, TriNet is an HRIS system. You have payroll, employee information. You may have some training and certification information, a lot of sensitive data. So let's talk about how we will start getting in a base level of data into Snowflake. So in Data Lakehouse, we're going to go and find our TriNet source system to set up a connector. So we scroll down, we'll go ahead and select TriNet. We're being asked to enter in a few pieces of information. And here the name and alias is something that we can change as many times as we'd like to. The target schema prefix, that we can set one time, and that is the name of the prefix of the schema within the Snowflake database. We'll take our company ID information, which is stored within TriNet. You may check out our docs.datalakehouse.io for more information on how to obtain this detail within TriNet. Next, we're going to authorize our account. We're essentially going to ensure that the connection between TriNet and Data Lakehouse is set successfully based upon the information that we set within the source connector. And we can see we have a connection successful message. So now that we have the source connection created, we now need to go create the target connection. Remember, that target connection is Snowflake. As you can see, we set this up in advance, but here is where you're going to set all of the details about how you're going to connect to Snowflake and where that data is to land within your target. And now that we have our source and target created, we need to create a sync bridge. And the sync bridge is the vehicle that will do the replicating of the data from TriNet to Snowflake. And you're also going to set the frequency of how often that data will be synced. We're going to select our source connector that we did earlier. We're going to select Snowflake, and we're going to set a time zone that all the time is going to be based on. Then we're going to set the frequency. So you can set this as often as you would like. So in our case, we will set it for once an hour. So now the data, right now, it will run every hour from here on out. If we want to run this data right now, or run the sync bridge right now, we'll go ahead and do that ourselves. And so we'll kick this off. And we can see the sync bridge is running. And we can go check the logs and monitoring, which will tell us how things are progressing. As we can see, the bridge has completed running, an indication of the green flag and the done end. We can also go back and look at the sync bridge itself and to be able to see how long that bridge ran for, and to also see that it's in an idle state from completion. Now we're able to go into Snowflake and look at the data that was landed as part of the sync bridge. So here we'll go down to, if you recall, the schema that we had set up earlier. We call it demo TriNet. We can see all of the different tables. We can see in here there's some rows, and really the duration of the update or sync bridge will be dependent upon how much data you are replicating. And it really comes down to the changes in that data. So if you have new records, updated records, only those that changed will get replicated into Snowflake on that hourly basis that we set up the sync bridge. Obviously, that initial run, we pulled everything over, and now we have all of our data here in order to start building out a dimensional model. And that dimensional model may include data from other sources outside of TriNet, and then naturally you'll be able to present that on your dashboard or for whatever use cases you are looking to deliver. So we can look at table by table. We're also able to query the information schema. And within the information schema, we're going to be able to see the number of tables that we have and the number of records in those tables related to the demo TriNet schema that was created as part of this sync bridge. So now you've seen how to replicate your TriNet data into Snowflake using Data Lakehouse, and more specifically, leveraging a sync bridge in order that references the source connection and the target connection that we've created. Please check out our other sessions for more information.